Hey everyone, my name is Joanna. This is my first ever YouTube video. I am so excited and nervous, but I am more excited. So this YouTube will be a source of inspiration, but I'll mostly be sharing my travel stories. So it'll be like a vlog encompassing like filling our cups. But what gave me this great idea, it's something I've been wanting to do for a long time. I do travel. I finally accepted that I am a traveler, and there's nothing wrong with that. I ran from it for so long. I think being in my 30s, especially not being married, not having any potentials at this moment, not having any children, it was just like something I wasn't proud of. Like, yes, I've gotten to see the world. Yes, I have degrees, but you're not married without kids. So it was something I really wanted to shun away from. Like, I would do it but not really share my stories. But recently I took this trip to Paris during the Olympics, which was an amazing experience in itself, but it gave this rebirth to me and let me finally realize like I'm a traveler, embrace it. With traveling, there's so many opportunities, so many people you meet. And so it just gave me this rebirth, and I just want to talk about that. I met this one guy in particular. His name is Nelson, like Nelson Mandela. He has a whole aura and everything. He was like, you know, you have a light about you. Like, I just met you, you just walked in the room. You don't do too much, but you demand the room. You have an aura, this light around you. You need to share your story. And I was like, oh, thank you, yeah. He's like, you don't have a travel blog, a written blog, nothing? And I was like, no, that's just not my thing. He's like, I think you have something special in you, and you need to share that with the world. And he's not the first person that told me this, but I think it was really God, like, pushing me, like, girl, you need to do this. So if any of y'all thinking you need to do something, you need to do it. This is your, God talking to you through me, like, do it. But yeah, it really got me to thinking, like, I came to Paris. It's been something I wanted to do for over a year. Like, I've been plenty of times, but I wanted to go and spend a couple of weeks there, and I got the opportunity to do that. And in it gave me this rebirth, this rebrand, this refresher for myself. I think oftentimes we do so much for so many other people that we forget about ourselves, and then we end up pouring from an empty cup. I know I was doing that. I was being an aunt, I was being a great friend, I was being the big sister, the eldest big sister, which is something in its own. I was being there for my friends. It was just like being that strong friend. I was just doing so much that I forgot about myself. Like, what do I like? I was living like a retiree, and I'm only in my mid-30s, but I was really living like a retiree, like walking the dog, just being in the suburbs, talking to the older people in the neighborhood, doing a little Zumba here and there, and then that was it. Like, I've been out of work for a little bit, just doing odd jobs here and there, but nothing like really fulfilling me. But then I had this friend that I visited in Chicago, and she was like, you've been talking about Paris, you asked God about it, you prayed about it, he gave you that sign, he gave it back to you in February, and you still haven't went, and this was in July. She's like, keep playing if you want, if you really want to do it, you're gonna do it. And I just remember break down crying, and we were at this bar, and the bartender happened to be talking about Paris to someone like random, but I just broke down crying because I'm like, I am not putting myself first. I am pouring to all these other people, but what about me? Nobody's going to do it for me. I have to do it for myself. So I decided to take that leap of faith, and I went to Paris. And in doing so, it made me think, like, I want to start a series not only about like my travel experience and the connections I built, but about filling my cup. So it's like, what fills my cup? And in doing that, I realized like one of the biggest things that fills my cup is connections. I feel like that is my superpower. It's not always easy for people to connect with just different places because of different culture, language barriers, or people, but I really have a knack for it. I give all glory to God for that, because I just go there, I'm myself, and I meet so many amazing people and forge so many amazing friendships. I can go so many places in the world, and I have a connection there that I might not have seen them in years, but I can still depend on them and come to them, and they'll help me, they'll welcome me like family. And that's just not something everyone can do. So I definitely think I found my superpower, my why, on why I need to talk about my travel experience. And then I had another friend pose a question like, why do you travel so much? And he's like, are you running away from something? And I had to realize, like, why do I travel? It's not that I'm running. Like, I actually thoroughly enjoy learning about cultures and other places. Like, you read about them or you've heard about them as kids. I want to see them in real life. I want to see the pyramids, I want to see the 7 wonders of the world. I want to see this tribe. I want to see everyday life. Like, how is it for you compared to me, someone that lives in America? I want to have interactions. It's just something that, again, is about building connections. I think God put us on this earth not only to make disciples, but how do you make disciples? You have to go across the world, right? And forge these connections and show them that you are living in a way that is reflective of God, right? And so I think that really like honed in on me, and it's like, that's why you like to travel. Like, God put you on earth. He made you this specific person. He made you someone that can go into almost any situation and be okay, adapt. It's because you got to be a reflection of Him everywhere you go around the world. Okay, as I mentioned, I'm someone in their 30s. I'm loving life. I'm loving my singleness. Can't wait till I do get married and enjoy that part of my life. But right now, I'm enjoying where I'm at and accepting what God has blessed me with. But in the meantime, in between time, I'm going to keep traveling. I'm going to see the world. I'm going to keep making connections because, you know what? I accept it that I am a traveler and there are so many stories that need to be told, and I'm going to do it. So with that being said, let's talk about Paris. I got to practice my Francais. I got to meet some amazing people. I got to eat some amazing food. I got to go to some amazing events, and I got to have some amazing experiences. One of the things that I got to do was go to the Olympics, which was an amazing experience in itself. I knew I was going during the time of the Olympics. I thought it was going to be very expensive, which it wasn't. I think they scared a lot of people from coming because of how expensive and how chaotic it might have been, but it ended up being like amazing. So I was able to score last minute tickets, 3 specifically. I went to swimming and I went to 2 track events, all amazing. I'm just like, oh my gosh, I get to do this. I get to experience this. It's like a once in a lifetime opportunity. And some people may never get to experience it. Everyone was nice. They had so many people there to help. The one time people want to be very proud from where they come from. The U.S. was killing it. I met so many different Americans there. We had brunch. We went out together. Again, forging these connections. They live in different parts of the state. Some people live in California like myself, Chicago, New York, a little bit all over. And I made these connections that if I go to these states, I can hit them up and be like, hey, what's up? Remember, and all that. Outside of just going to the events, they had so many fan zones and free events for locals or people just there that couldn't afford tickets to watch and feel like they're a part of the action. And I really enjoyed those. They had the Champion Park where you got to see the athletes that won awards from their different events. They had musical performances, they had activities, they had dancing. It was just honestly a great time. I'm so glad I decided to go. I was almost going to talk myself out of it and like, no, you need to wait till after. This isn't a good time to go, but honestly it ended up being the best time for me to go. Besides the Olympics, since I was there for almost a month, I just hung out with different friends, met different people, did different things. And one of my best experiences was when I hit up this guy I met from Senegal at this musical event. He lives in Paris. I was like, oh, if I'm ever there, I'll let you know. I hit him up. He's like, oh, me and my band are playing at this local cafe. You should come through. So I came through. They were great live. He's like, you should come up and sing. I'm like, no, I'm not a singer. I can't even hum. No, I have no musical inclination in me at all. But I met these other 2 people. I heard them talking. I'm like, do you guys speak English? When you're in a different country and they don't speak English, when you find someone that speaks English, you're like, we about to be best friends. It gets a chance to feel like home or, not struggle trying to learn the language. Because I do appreciate French and I'll be trying, but I'm not there yet. So just to talk to someone in their native language, it was nice. And in that, we ended up having this magical night. I told them I couldn't sing. They were both singers, great singers. And then we did this like music circle, and they're like, you got this. And I got so out of my comfort zone, but I sang with them. Very proud of myself. Yay, clap, clap, clap. And again, I felt like it was this rebirth. Like, who is this girl? Who is Joanna? Like, yes, you take chances and you go out of the country, but you don't really get out of your comfort zone. But me singing with a group of people where they can actually hear me, I was shocked in myself. But it felt so good, and I felt so free. And that was just like one of the first amazing nights that I had. Like, oh my gosh, like, just imagine them playing like instruments. We're making up stories and then singing, and then all of us coming together. Again, I said, I can't hum. And they're like, everyone can sing or hum. Trust me, you just got to find your chord or whatever. And they helped me find it. Did I sound good? I don't know. But I was living in the moment, and it was one of the best experience ever, a highlight for me. I kept in touch with them while I was there. We met up a couple of times. Then my friend, the guy from Senegal that I met, we met up in a park once, and he's like, you could be musically inclined, you just don't know. So he gave me his guitar. We did lessons based on just like how I learned, not like the proper way to learn. We made a little song. We invited some people over that were just in the park that had their own guitars, and they enhanced my song. I have to put a little clip in there for y'all to hear. Insert clip.
And this is a song they were able to come up with the basis of my chords.
But that also was just like another amazing experience, like forming these connections. Like, it was just something I needed. Again, like I said, my cup has been empty. I've been pouring into so many other people's, but this was like pouring into me. It was tapping into my inner child, my creative side, this side that's been longing to like, who is Joanna? Where have you been? Where is this person, this happy person that explores, that does all these things, that's kind of just been shut down in this phase of life. Like, oh, what am I supposed to be doing right now? Should I be climbing that corporate ladder? Should I be buying a house? Should I be doing this? And everyone has their own different life paths, and that necessarily isn't mine at the moment. But just questioning so much, especially being in this age range where you feel like you're supposed to have so many things checked off, and I feel like I don't. But anyway, this was just bringing me so much life, and it just made me so happy. Just so happy. What else happened while I was there? I was just drinking wine on the canal with friends, enjoying the way of life. It's a lot slower. Like, I'm from California. I lived in New York for some years. So I love cities, but I also love to chill. And I think Paris is a perfect like mixture. At least for me, it's city, but like laid back at the same time. If you want to turn up, there's some things that you could do to turn up, but it's also like very, laissez-faire. Like, you go to work, you drink wine, you have some cheese, you hang out with friends, and that's good enough. And I love that too. So it was just like having that simple life, and again, just worrying about myself. It birthed this like, oh my gosh, like, this is why you travel. This is why you travel. And then also while I was playing the guitar, my friend Ali, he's Muslim, but he was saying he learned how to sing in the Christian church because he loves gospel music. And so he's like, oh, what is one of your favorite gospel songs? So I was able to play that for him, and we just shared that moment and was just talking about God. And man, this man is brilliant. Like, he never had like a formal education, but this guy can speak like 7 to 10 languages, like all his native languages, Hindi, French, Spanish, a little German, English. Like, brilliant. And then he's so creative. He plays the guitar, he sings, he paints. Like, brilliant man. I'm so happy that I met him in Senegal and was able to reconnect with him in Paris. What else? I think there's so many little things that maybe it's not a big deal to a lot of people, but it's an important part of when you travel to appreciate those moments and really take them in, and they make memories about that place and the trip. I will be posting some of those online, so even if I can't remember them at this moment, like, just follow me on social media somewhere. They'll be on one of them: TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, one of those. They'll be there, and you can catch a little glimpse, a little visual glimpse of some of the experiences I had. I think also I took a moment and I went to Belgium to visit some friends. So the funny thing is, I met these guys in London the previous year, and they were from Brussels, and we hung out while we were in London, had a great time. They're like, when are you gonna come to visit? I was like, I'm gonna come visit you guys, don't worry, like, I promise. Like, I know someone there, like, why would I not come? Again, because I love to travel, I'm a traveler, I'm gonna make it happen one way or another. So then I ended up going to Brussels for a weekend, had the best time. That's where I met that guy, Nelson, that I was telling you guys about, that kind of just spoke life into me. So if you see this, Nelson, thank you, appreciate it. It did ignite a spark. But we did karaoke, just went out to eat, just, doing regular chilling stuff that you do with your friends. A lot of my friends here in America are married with kids, or they live in different states. And so it's not the same anymore. So having that freedom just to move like that, it was beautiful, honestly. It was beautiful. But even there, I made so many memories. It was a great time. I can't wait to my next trip, which I don't know when that will be, but yeah, it's coming. And sorry if I'm rambling. I'm just so excited. I feel like I have so much in my head. I probably should have did some kind of notes, but I didn't. I wanted to freestyle and not talk myself out of doing it, so that's why I'm just coming and going with the flow. But I hope you guys are enjoying this. I promise as it goes along, I'll get better. I have a little more structure. But I think also it was a challenge. Like, let's do this video. Talk about your experience in Paris. And, like, what was it for you? Talk about the experience you had in Paris and how it was influential to you. I know a lot of people don't like Paris. I mean, it's not for everyone. No city's for everyone. But it is a city I do truly love, and I think it'll always hold a special place in my heart, especially for, like, helping me to begin to fill my cup. So within that, I think now I'm going to move forward, and I'm always going to ask the question, what's filling my cup? And if it's not, I might need a pivot. It might be like okay to do it for a little bit, but if it's not, I need a pivot. And I think in doing that, I can be a voice. I can not be a voice. I can use my voice and inspire people. If you want to listen, you listen. If not, it's okay. But I think I have maybe a lot to give, a lot to offer in my opinions, and just telling my stories. I won't always give you tips or like places to stay or absolutely must-dos, but I will tell you my story and what I enjoyed and what I did. And then if you ask me questions, I'll answer. I'll try to help. So many people have reached out about going to Africa because I have been there several times. I traveled to 12 different countries. And I'm always here to help people explore and see the world. But like I said, the biggest thing I took away is what's filling my cup. And in that trip, it was finding out that my superpower was connections and meeting all these people and reconnecting with myself, finding love within myself again. And that, at this moment, is what's filling my cup. I'm so excited to start this journey. I hope you stay tuned, follow, send me some questions, ask me anything, tell me what you like, what you didn't like. Let's get this thing rolling, figure out how it's gonna work. But this is what I got for now. And I just want to end it and ask you, what's filling your cup? So make sure to no. Make sure to always pour into yourself. Don't let your cup go empty. It's better to let it overflow. Let God use you. You never know what your voice, your actions might do to influence someone to take that step. So I just want to end this by saying, what's filling your cup? Bye. See you next time. Subscribe. That's what you gotta do, right? Subscribe, like, write comments, and let's get this rolling. All right, bye.